What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And yeah, from everyone in Victoria, hopefully lockdown goes alright. Obviously wasn't planned, the news and all that, so yeah, that's sort of why I haven't been uploading as much frequently. I've been working on the cricket game and now that's been cancelled. So yeah, expect daily uploads during the 5 days of lockdown. But yeah, let's just get straight into the video, and today we're going to be designing a new home jumper for each of the AFL teams. Now, I know I recently got Photoshop and did a Photoshop series, so I thought, why not throw those Photoshop skills onto some AFL Guernseys. And yeah, I decided to redesign every single AFL club's Guernsey, similar to something that Matt N does, so go check him out. And also Ryder Henchy did a video like this as well. But yeah, I thought I'd give it a crack and show you guys what I've made. So the first home jumper that we have designed, obviously, is the Crows one, and I think it looks quite cool actually. It's sort of like the same as their normal home jumper with their, you know, gold, blue and red stripes, which I quite like. I didn't want to mess that up, so what I've added on top of that is a crow, which they use in their 2013, I think, 2013 away jumper. I like, you know, jumpers that integrate their team's sort of mascot, and I think this one works quite well. And, you know, you never really get to see, you know, a Crows jumper with this style. I reckon it looks better than their normal home jumper, if I'm going to be completely honest. Next up, we got the Brisbane Lions one. Now, for some of these, they were quite difficult to actually know what to do, but I've decided to go with something a little bit similar to their normal home jumper, with the majority of the jumper being blue and the gold line, but I do have a bit of red at the bottom that they use for their Fitzroy jumper. I know they're not going to actually do that in the game, but I just think the Fitzroy red looks a lot better than the maroon. And then I put the gold at the top of the jumper. I think it looks pretty cool. Golden collar, golden cuffs. I think it actually looks pretty good. So the next jumper we've got is the Carlton jumper. Now this one was a little bit tough to make, and to be honest with you, it's not the best one in my opinion. It's pretty much the same as the normal one, but I've sort of added a bit of a gradient where the blue transitions into white at the bottom. But the thing about this jumper is that the gradient wasn't done quite well. If the gradient was done better, I reckon it would have looked a lot cooler. But yeah, it's a pretty simple design. Got the white collar and cuffs to make it a little bit different, because we all know that the Carlton jumper is quite plain. Next up, one of my, you know, the better ones that I think I've made, the one that looks definitely a lot cooler than a lot, is the Collingwood jumper. So it is pretty much the same as a normal Collingwood jumper. However, I do have the white collars, which probably I could have changed it to black, considering this is the home jumper, but I added a massive magpie in the middle. I think that looks quite nice. Is it something they would use in the training? Is it sort of a training jumper style, or is it something they would actually use as the home jumper? Because black and white stripes, they're kind of plain, and this screams out, you know, magpies. And I think it looks quite nice with the white glow as well around it. So yeah, I think this one was definitely one of the better ones. So the next jumper we designed is the Essendon jumper, and this one is similar to the obviously their normal one. However, I did add a bomber on the front of the logo. I think it definitely looks cooler. And I also added grey cuffs around instead of the black ones. I think it makes it stand out a little bit, especially when you've got the actual plane on top of the jumper being grey as well. Now, next Guernsey, we've got the Fremantle one, and I don't think this is the best, looking at it again. It's quite different to obviously their normal jumper. We've added the green and red like they did back before the chevrons, which I like. I did like. I think they should bring back the old Freo Guernsey, but I've decided not to add the anchor, and instead add their team logo, just the Fremantle anchor icon. And then I've sort of done what they did with Brisbane, with the top bit of it being one colour and the bottom bit which being green. Red collar and cuffs I think is nice, but yeah, overall not my favourite one. Maybe the purple shield could have actually been removed from that one. The next Guernsey we've got is the Geelong one, and I actually quite like this one. It took me a while to make. I decided to add the cat from the Geelong logo and sort of blend it into the stripes, and I think I did this quite well. It actually looks really cool. Similar to a jumper an away jumper they had back in the days with the cat on top. But yeah, I mean, look, there's not much you can do with a Geelong Cats jumper, so why not throw the cat involved with the blue and white hoops, and I think it looks pretty nice. Next up, we got the Gold Coast jersey. Not a lot of changes to this one, if I'm going to be completely honest, but I added a gradient from red to gold, which I think looks a lot cooler than just plain old red. And the gradient job was a lot better than the Carlton one. Got the yellow cuffs just for something a little bit different, for it to stand out, I guess, a little bit more. And I guess they could use this Guernsey against the Swans as well, since there's a bit more yellow involved in this one. The next Guernsey we got is the GWS Guernsey, and I quite like this one actually as well. I decided to make the the G a lot bigger, so it stands out. We've got a white glow. I don't know if I needed that, but it sort of looks good. Got the black cuffs and obviously the black G. And I actually quite like it. I think it actually sort of looks better than their normal one. especially their new one they made. Then bit controversial. Now next up we've got the Hawthorn home jumper, and I like this one as well. A bit similar to the Adelaide and Collingwood one, adding the bird on top, but I sort of got to do that, you know. We've got the brown and gold stripes, and we just added a hawk, which they did use in one of their older Guernseys, and I think this one looks quite nice if I'm going to be completely honest. Now for the next one we've got the Melbourne Guernsey, a little bit different. Instead of using their normal blue that they use, I've decided to go for the lighter blue. I think royal blue is that the colour, I'm pretty sure, which they do use for their away jumps. I just think it stands out a lot more. Now, I'm not saying that they'll ever do this, the Demons, but as a Guernsey redesign, I guess you could say, yeah, this looks definitely pretty nice and appealing. And I've added the MFC emblem on top because I actually think that looks really clean as well, and a bit of a black outer glow just to make it pop out a little bit more. Now, the next one I made was the North Melbourne Guernsey. Now, this one's a different design for sure. I decided to add a bit of the older way Kangaroos feel to it with the bouncing kangaroo and the stripes, but also blended as well with their current logo. The stripes are a little bit all over the top of the front half, but then the bottom half sort of have them going down, a little bit like the Adidas logo. The next Guernsey that we have designed is the Port Adelaide one. Now this one's a little bit messy, a little bit going on, but I actually quite like it if I'm going to be completely honest. We got the power, the holding the teal on top, which I know they've sort of changed from that with their new logo, but I think that looks pretty cool. And I did add the V's, which they do use for their current home Guernseys, but maybe it could have just looked better with your hand holding the bolt of electricity just on its own. But I think in all, it looks pretty good, and I definitely like how I've replaced the grey with the teal. Teal's a lot better, it stands out, and it's just a lot nicer colour. Now, the next Guernsey we've got is the Richmond Guernsey that I've redesigned. I've added, as a lot of the other Guernseys, the team mascot with the tiger, and I think that looks really cool. Now, I think a lot of you guys probably would agree that this one probably looks better than their normal Guernsey, although it wouldn't be something that they probably do. And it'd be more of a training jumper, I would feel, because they have sort of gone with something similar with their training jumpers. I've added the stripe in the background as well. I don't know if they've done this with a training jumper. And I've added a little bit of yellow on the left of the jumper, just, you know, I think it looks pretty clean as well. Next up we've got the Saints. Now this one was a little bit tough to do. I didn't know what design to make it. I was sort of inspired by their old retro jumper that they wore back in the late 90s, early 2000s, but I've sort of made it a bit of an inverse because the Saints have a predominantly black home Guernsey, so I've decided to inverse that, added the white cross and the red at the bottom, and I think it actually looks pretty cool, and I wouldn't mind them. St Kilda, if you're watching this, wouldn't mind you if you maybe made a Guernsey like this one. In fact, all teams, if anyone from any team is watching this, maybe take a bit of inspiration. Now, the next one I've got is the Sydney one, and this one was a little bit plain. I didn't really know what to do for it, so it's pretty much a solid red Guernsey with the new Sydney logo, the swan on the right hand side of it peeking out, which I think it looks pretty cool, but I guess maybe I could have done a bit more to it. The white collar and cuffs sort of makes the Guernsey stand out a little bit more, but all in all, a bit of a plain, simple Guernsey, but I think it works pretty well. Now, the next Guernsey I have made is the West Coast Eagles one, and I think this one's actually pretty cool. I've sort of used their current design, but also, you know, merged it sort of together with an older design they had, where they had the tri-panel, the blue, white, gold. I thought, why not add the current Eagles logo on top of the Guernsey coming out the left? I think it looks pretty cool. It's similar to their old one where they had the old eagle, but this eagle I think looks a lot better, so that's why it works well in my opinion. And last Guernsey, last but not least, we've got the Western Bulldogs one, and I like this one a lot. I very much do, because I did say in a few of my older videos that the Bulldogs logo and mascot are one of my favorites, so adding that to the jumper just makes it look even better. We've got the red and the white stripes sort of coming in diagonally, which looks cool as well. But also I've added my own twist to it with the hoops coming out of it as well. And I just, think it looks really cool. And it's probably my top 3 Guernseys. Definitely top 5, but up there, the top 3. But there you go, guys. There are all the 18 Guernseys. I could have done a back for all the Guernseys, but I thought, you know, the front is really all you need to see, really, with these Guernseys. But if you want me to make another one, and I'll do one for away jumpers, I'll set another like goal like I did with the reacting to old videos. If we can get 200 likes on this video, I will do another one straight away. I'll do another video However, it will be for the away Guernsey. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see more, give this video a like, and I'll know that you guys do enjoy this content. And comment down below. In fact, I'll have a comment for each of the Guernseys, and leave a like to which one you thought was the best. And then we get to see at the end which Guernsey you guys thought was the coolest. And also, as you guys probably already knew, I'm using a green screen. I got it a couple days ago. Might be using it for a few videos and streams, so that's something definitely to look out for in the future. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video.